Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the work of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda, picking up from where we left off last week. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa on Saturday took the government's flood relief grant to Region 9. This initiative, which was launched a few months ago, aims to support farmers to get back to the land following severe effects of nationwide flooding.
Today is an important day for us because it's a day that we are coming here to fulfill one of the promises that was made by His Excellency the President. And when we make promises, we always deliver on those promises. And we take it very seriously because we don't make and say something and then renege on it.
During meetings with the villagers, Minister Mustafa underscored the significance of farmers in Guyana. Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Darmlal, similarly noted that government remained committed to the nation's farmers.
Today's exercise, as the regional chairman said, is our government's commitment to you to ensure that despite all the struggles that you have, and these struggles are most often rain, or El Nino conditions, or too much sun. When there is enough rain, there is too much rain in other instances. And that is how you tend to get affected. So a lot of it is natural and not man-made. But you are able to still continue to produce and take care of your villages and your families.
Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgell, on Sunday last met with the high-level Barbados Housing and Investment Mission team at the Watuka Guest House in Linden, Region 10. Headed by Barbadian Minister of Transport, Works and Maintenance, Dr. William Duguid, the visiting delegation arrived in Guyana last Friday to seek investment opportunities and strengthen trade relations between the two CARICOM nations. The move for the two countries to begin investment relations and development stemmed from bilateral discussions between His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfin Ali and Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley.
Whatever we are doing, we want to ensure it benefits all of our peoples. It must lend to the development of CARICOM. We should not always be left behind, just being referred to as small island states and third world countries. But we must be recognized for what we are doing. We can't do it all by ourselves, but certainly together we can get it done. And I think that's what we're doing.
25 vulnerable families from Sophia will benefit from improved housing as the Ministry of Housing and Water on Monday inked a $111.8 million contract for the construction of core homes. A $25 million contract was also signed for the installation of streetlights at La Parfait Harmony, West Bank, Demerara. During his charge to the contractors, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell stressed on the importance of the project, which seeks to improve the standard of living of low-income families.
There are persons who are waiting to benefit from this program. Those persons have been identified already. And so I want to ask you to follow all the guidelines, ensure that you engage our technical staff if you're having difficulties, and to ensure that we have timely delivery of this project.
These projects fall under the Inter-American Development Bank funded Adequate Housing and Urban Accessibility Program, which is being executed by the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Under the US $28 million Adequate Housing and Urban Accessibility Program, a total of 250 core houses will be constructed. Additionally, 2,000 home improvement subsidies will be disbursed to vulnerable families in communities in Central Georgetown, East Bank Demerara, East Coast Demerara, and La Parfait Harmony, West Bank Demerara. A little extra goes a long way. This has been the response of many pensioners from Region 3 who recently received government's one-off $25,000 pension grant. The distribution campaign, spearheaded by the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, rolled into the region on Monday. During her visit, Minister Prasad also distributed a total of 100 food hampers to residents of Blankenberg and Hague. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony says children aged 5 to 11 will likely be able to access the BioNTech Pfizer vaccine very soon. During Tuesday's COVID-19 update, Minister Anthony noted that BioNTech sought emergency use authorization from the United States Food and Drug Administration (FDA) that said day to use the vaccine in younger children.
Starting from next week, we're already examining the possibility of doing the vaccination for the 11 to 5 age group because we are anticipating that the US FDA would approve the vaccine, Pfizer vaccine, for this age group as well. So we'll have another cohort of people that we'll have to work on.
Later in the week, the FDA had authorized Pfizer-BioNTech's lower-dose COVID-19 vaccine for children aged 5 to 11. The main aim of the Guyana shop is in line with government's vision to ensure that agro-processing and value addition is developed into a high-income earning sector. This statement from Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa during the new Guyana Marketing Corporation's Guyana Shop 9th anniversary celebration on Wednesday. The event was held at the Guyana Shop's Rob and Alexander Streets location.
That is why this year alone, we will be building almost 6 new agro-processing facilities across the country. And not only around Georgetown and the urban areas, but we are building these facilities in different and rural parts of our country.
Over 20 persons are currently being trained to manage distribution of oxygen at public hospitals. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony emphasized that oxygen is critical to saving lives of patients during the pandemic.
The core part of the program deals with the management of oxygen because this is one of our immediate challenges. And as you know, the reason for that is that we have COVID-19 patients in every single region of Guyana. And if we don't have the right way of managing the oxygen, then that can be detrimental to those patients.
The oxygen training is a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization.
Prime Minister retired Brigadier Mark Phillips said the world is running out of time to fight global warming. The Prime Minister made the comments during the commissioning ceremony for solar photovoltaic grid-tied systems at the Office of the Minister of Agriculture on Brick Dam at Georgetown.
The grave truth is that we are running out of time. So governments must heed the global call to build momentum, to increase investments in green infrastructures. Renewable and clean energy play a pivotal role in fostering economic development, energy security, job creation, and poverty alleviation in a cost-effective manner, while contributing to climate change mitigation. I spare no time in stating that this commissioning demonstrates a step in the right direction for our country. The step is towards a low-carbon future.
The project is a collaborative venture between the Guyana Power and Light Inc., the Organization of American States, and the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture. Purposed to reduce emissions in the agricultural sector, this project complements the government's low-carbon development agenda.
This component of the project cost an investment of $6.3 million. It provides 10 kilowatts of grid-tied solar power to the OAS office and 20 kilowatts of grid-tied power to the IICA office, both in the compound of the Agriculture Ministry.
Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, gov't Indar, pointed out the cost-saving benefits of this pilot project.
Today's testament of a renewable project, the renewable energy used in photovoltaic system. One, it's the source of the energy is clean, and the cost savings is something that is unmatched. Renewable energy continue to be the cheapest form, and the world is transitioning to that.
Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa said the time is now for Guyana to act, and its solar agenda will help it to achieve its emission reduction goals.
Climate change is one of the biggest threats facing our society. And our government has been leading the action locally to reduce emissions through the low carbon development strategy, which sets out Guyana's vision for balancing national development and global climate action.
The Agriculture Ministry has signed $398.1 million in contracts to advance some projects.
We are coming to the end of the year, and these are some of the projects that remain to complete our work program for the year. So these are very important projects for us. We have contracts that will be signed for Gaisuko today, GMC, and NDIA. I want to ask you that when you sign this contract, let us execute it and ensure that we abide with all the clauses in the contract.
The private sector was given a comprehensive update on infrastructural projects by Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Zedat Indar, at the Ghana Manufacturing and Services Association's business luncheon on Friday. The minister said while government is modernizing airports, it has also removed VAT on hinterland travel. However, it is aware that despite this removal, prices have not yet reduced.
I've met with the Aircraft Owners Association a month ago, and they had to provide to me and the Minister Unish why the prices haven't gone down. They had to provide to us the data that we remove VAT on travel, but yet persons are complaining the prices have not went down. They have submitted something to us. We have to sit down and go through all of the numbers, because if you reduce or remove VAT from a previous regime, you're supposed to get reduction. It is supposed to happen. So we want to make sure that that happens.
Minister Indar gave assurance that government will continue to work to develop and improve the country's infrastructure. In 2021 alone, the PPPC government has invested billions of dollars to improve accessibility. Only recently, the Public Works Ministry signed $1.5 billion worth in contracts to develop roads countrywide. That's it for this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.